Hello y'all, this is Faerun, Forgotten Realms mod for Crusader Kings 2. Forgotten Realms is a campaign setting for Dungeons and Dragons, and Faerun is a continent on the planet of Turel within that campaign setting. There is new religions, new characters, new cultures, and a whole lot of new other things, and we'll be checking some of that out in this video. The Horde bookmark is prompted to us, and we'll be picking one of the characters provided, and that is Szass Tam, the Lich, in Thay, in the eastern part of Faerun. The government of Thay is a magocracy, and Szass Tam himself is a adherent of the Acolytic religion that follows and worships dark deities. He has the modifier of wicked villain, so a lot of people don't like him, and it is very easy to declare war on him. It's not all bad for him. He has high stats in nearly everything. He is also a Lich, so he has no fertility, but has higher health. He's a genius, and he has the last trait of Legendary Wizard that gives him some crazy buffs in battle. There is some new ambitions to choose from. You can level up as a Paladin, Cleric, Bard, Barbarian, but we will be going after Shadow because having a skill that allows us to hide better would be useful if everyone is trying to murder us. High Regent Szass Tam has a titular title that is the Zocrat of Necromancy. There is 7 other titles like this spread around. These are the most powerful of the Red Wizards. If these titles are destroyed, they can be recreated and given out to anyone you want. There is a decision to be made in your Intrigue menu to pick your patron deity, and we're doing that just now. We're going to pick one of the gods of death and see who we like. Since Szass Tam is Acolytic and a Lich, I think Miracle the Reaper, the god of decay and the dead, is the best choice. The High Regent is now ready for war, and our first target will be the nearby monster mob, which we will exterminate. They aren't going to go down without a fight, and they do get a special event, which, because we're attacking their province, will give them a 2,000-man extra army. New enemy, new war for Sir Cross, that province you're seeing right now. We are going to call in our starting tributaries to be some extra cannon fodder for the battles to come. We will have to take Dazarim to the south, as it is de jure territory of Thay, but to do that we'll be fighting the almost equal strength Mulharan, led by their pharaohs. Szass Tam encounters some mercenaries that have been hired by Mulharan, the Bushido. One of the Bushido commanders is killed in a duel, probably because he didn't have his healthy breakfast. The war has a bump in the road because one of our own vassals, Demetria, the first princess, begins a revolt in Thay. As a reward for losing, and because we're playing as a wicked villain, the Zalkor of Conjuration and his comrade, a random count we had absorbed earlier, will be kept in prison until they die. According to the lore, Szass Tam only became a Lich after a failed invasion of Rashimen, and so we're going to show that he doesn't fail twice. Just going to swoop in for a holy war and take up as much property and territory as we can, including their capital. A major victory like this all but ensures that we'll win, as our tributaries and Thayan forces overcame Rashimen and their allies. Next up on Szass Tam's grudge list is the neighboring magocratic nation of Aglaron. They have one of the most potent spellcasters of the realms. We're going to try and fight for the province of Watchwall since they're involved in another conflict. A war band of hobgoblins passing through wants to join us. They cost 50 gold, but we get 300 of them. Sounds like a deal to me. Aglaron is pushing us back slightly, so we're going to hire the Holy Order of the Acolytic Faith, the Citadel of Assassins, led by Grandfather Nellic, the Wizard. I had suspicions that Aglaron was getting some foreign reinforcements, and we have proof of this. We have captured the captain of the Order of the Sacred Shrike belonging to another realm, and have joined to help the enemy for some reason. We have won the war, and to the victor goes the spoils in the form of the Great Wall's Wonder of Watchwall, which will now be used by Thay to defend against our neighbor. With our rivals humbled, we're going to begin expanding into the republics of Old Reach, Desk, the Duchy of Ashenath, and some more monster mobs, I hope, to the north. And in the east, we will be going after the Naga who are living there. A few of the Zolkarats have begun dying off, and their titles are going into the void, so we're going to have to give those off to some loyalist or literally anyone that will die for the High Regent. The distant pneumatic realm of Yaimunahar is a humongous threat because they're just sitting on nearly 50,000 soldiers, so we're going to try and plot to kill their leader, who is incapable anyway, so it shouldn't be too long, but we're just going to speed that process up a bit. Phase 1 of expansion is done. Now it is time for Phase 2, so we're going to take on the Druidic-led Circle of Leth and the chiefess of Lyra to the east, along with more of those monster mobs we just love to bully. Szass Tam has acquired sympathy for Istalar worshippers. It's one-sided though, sadly, because of his modifiers of Wicked Villain. They will hate him anyway. The assassination plot failed, but the Jaimunhar's lord died, and his successor and son no longer has tons of tributaries, but they still have a massive army. I may have said that too quickly because a Jaimunhar concubine is now planning an adventure conquest of Thay. Ashanath is now being attacked, and to the south, our extermination of the many monster mobs there has gone quite well, and we now have a bigger border with Moharan. There are 3 one-province independent realms above the tribal Kamani. It would be a shame if a certain nation would absorb them inside of their own. It won't be too long before we can create the Kingdom of Thesk in the northwest, and soon we will also be usurping the Kingdom of Rashimun for our own purposes. The Yubatalans reformed their religion. Good for them. They are very far away in the nation of Cholt. Let me read up a little bit on Yubatal and see what they're all about. They are the primordial of jungles and dinosaurs. I wish Miracle would be that nice. Maybe just send like some skeletal dinosaurs or fossils sometime. That'd be a nice way to compete with them. It is time for Old Reach to reach for the sky. I know that's terrible, but our last conquest will snuff out the final remnants of their republic. A brave adventurer, Lindau of the Lightfoot people, begins his war against Thay. As quick as the ambition was selected, Szass Tam creates the warrior philosopher bloodline, giving him buffs and the ability to drill his troops. The ruling family of Rashimun is replaced by this guy, the usurper here, and we're going to use that opportunity to take a county off of their hands. The Zamogadi Normads devour what was left of that kingdom, and so we will be declaring war against them to liberate the lands of Old Rome. Despite being helped by their allies and their clans, we prevail and have won the war. I have just discovered through notifications that there is beholders in this mod in all of their ocular glory. The requirements for the Kingdom of Thesk are complete, and we will create that title for Szass Tam to control. Aglaron has fallen on hard times since their defeat, and their symbol has become weak, that is their spellcaster leading their realm, and we're just going to take a little bit more of land off their hands. The Kingdom of Rashimun is now ours. After much fighting, it can be created, and it is yet another title for the High Regent to control. After much hard work and toil, it is time for the crown jewel, the cherry on top. The Empire of Thay is created, no longer a High Regent, but now an Emperor. He is not a Lich King, but a Lich Emperor. That is Szass Tam in control of all this fine land. Thay is now a successor to the ancient Eastern Empire of Ramathar. I'm going to stop the video here. If you like the mod, make sure to check it out in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications.